Namaste friends, I am Jayalakshmi Ravichandran signing in on behalf of Magic Giggles. This day I am here with pattern 3 that I have used for my blanket cal, and it is worked over 302 stitches. The pattern is adjusted within that. It is worked over multiples of 2 actually, so it fits in very well. I have used cream for this, and the color code is Hobby Store's DK weight yarn, and the color code is 1005. Pattern 3 is worked over multiples of 2 stitches. So I had already done multiples of 2 stitches for my sample swatch. In the blanket you have 302, so it will be worked comfortably over those 302 stitches. So I have done my foundation DCs of 34 stitches for my sample swatch. Now turn, no extra chains done. Make your first DC, a twisted DC here, pull up the loop to the height of a DC, twist, insert your hook into the very first stitch, pull out a loop, yarn over, pull through the loop, and behind the twisted loop you'll have 2 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through 2. So the next one, the pattern begins, yarn over, make 2 DCs in the next stitch, 1 and 2, skip 1, 2 DC in the following DC, following stitch. So this is the pattern repeat here. Skip 1, 2 DC in the next stitch. Place 2 DC in the next stitch. Continue till the end. I'll meet you when I come to the end. When you come to the end, you will be left with 2 stitches. Skip 1 and place 1 DC on DC here. Turn your work. Place a DC in the very first stitch. Chain 1. Place 2 DC between the 2 DCs of the previous row. Again, place 2 DC between the DCs of the previous row here. Two DCs between the 2 DCs of the previous row. This is the pattern repeat for this particular row. So continue like this, placing 2 DCs between the 2 DCs of the previous row. I will meet you at the end of this row. I have reached the end of this row. Now I am going to place one last DC over here on the last stitch. Then turn my work, and if you want you can repeat the same pattern, like you place your first DC here, chain 1, place 2 DCs between the 2 DCs. This is how the pattern repeat continues. It's a 1 row pattern repeat. You will repeat the pattern till the end and then work further. For the blanket I have stopped with 2 rows, rows 2 and 3, and then I did my DC row here, and this is how the pattern looks. So you place 2 DCs between the 2 DCs of the previous row. That is the pattern repeat here. This is how the pattern looks when it is done for a longer repeat. But for the blanket I have done only so much, so that I wanted it to be 1 or 1.25 inches in width, and I did my DC row here. The DC row should have 302 stitches for the blanket. Thank you friends, have a nice day. I'll be back with pattern 4.